now I want to introduce our first speaker. Swanepoel, please come up and have your say.
Hello. I'm just going to get my... Okay, it's there. Okay, hi everyone. For those of you who don't know, my name is Sarah, and I'm going to be talking about starting out in industry and what to expect. So to give a bit of background, I'm a 3D artist and I love illustrating as well. And I've only been working for 2 years, so I am still relatively new to industry, but I thought it would be a good idea to talk about this, because I've just been through the bulk, I guess, of the starting out. And I just talk about what I've been through, and yeah. Okay, so I have to backtrack a bit and talk about when I was in college. And I was at the animation school and we were doing our 2D animation loops. My loops were not good. I literally thought, that is it. That is the end of my animation career. I can never be an animator again. But, I mean, that was simply not true because I am an animator now. And then again, when I started out at my first job, I was so scared of messing up and failing that it really started to show in my work. And my work for the first few months, it was not that good. But the second I started to let go of this fear of failure and this fear of messing up, my work started to drastically improve. So embrace failure. You are going to mess up at some point, and it's going to be okay. Because you can just ask your teammates for help, you can just ask someone for advice, and the worst thing that can happen is maybe you miss a deadline. But if you just communicate beforehand, I can assure you someone on your team is going to help you get through it. I mean, we're not doctors. No one's going to die if we mess up. So it really is okay. And embrace it, learn from it. No one actually cares. And everyone is very nice in this very small industry. So that brings me to my next point. It is a very small industry. And I didn't realize how small it was. In college, my lecturers always told me, make friends with everyone you're sitting with because you're going to be working with them for the rest of your life. And I didn't realize how true that was. I am literally working with one of my very good friends that I studied with. And when I moved between my 2 jobs, I realized even more how everyone literally knew everyone. But that's a great thing, that the industry is small. So I can highly recommend going to meetups like this, or CTIF, or the Animation Exchange, and chatting to new people, meeting new people. Introduce yourself. If you have someone you're like, I've been meaning to talk to them, go up and talk to them. See it as an opportunity to connect to like-minded people and make new friends. Also, you can talk about what kind of work you want to do, where you want to work. Because most of my freelance work I've gotten has purely been through making connections with people. And there's literally nothing to lose. You'll either make amazing friends or you'll get a job out of it. So chatting at these events are really important. Yeah, and I just want to stop myself quickly. I wanted to say this in the beginning. If anyone at any point wants to stop me at any time and add their point to anything that I'm saying, please do. Because I want this to be an open conversation and to share experiences so that anyone who is starting out can benefit from it and learn from it. Yeah, okay. So, like I was saying, meet people at these types of events, tell them what you're doing, what kind of work you want to do, because you can maybe get a job out of it or make amazing friends. Yeah, so something I don't understand, which I have noticed among my friends and when I was in college. And that was the idea that you can't apply to a company more than once. You can apply more than once. It really is okay. They might just not have space for you when you first start out. I mean, don't spam these companies, but you can apply more than once. Yeah, I mean, just make sure you're constantly keeping yourself in the back of people's minds. And if the unfortunate thing comes where they do directly decline you, that is okay. Email them back and say, what is missing in my portfolio? What is missing in my showreel? And ask, I'm sure 90% of the time, if they have time, they will get back to you and take it as a learning experience. Because remember, this is your career. It's where you will be spending most of your time. So go for the job you want and apply to the studio you want to work for, because you don't have time to waste. Yeah, so be selfish with your time. If you can avoid it, don't apply to a position that isn't your passion, because all that will make you do, all that will happen is make you really good in something you don't really want to do. And nobody's got time for things they don't want to do. So be selfish. And as creative people, we need to allow ourselves to be creative. If you need that 2-hour lunch break, just take it. If you need a day, communicate. Because we are creators, we need to stay creative, and burning out is just not a vibe to burn out. We are in a creative industry that allows so much play and enjoyment. So go into that and play with your work, have fun with it, because your work isn't everything. And sadly, working isn't always as creative as you would like it to be, because in college you were allowed to experiment, do whatever you wanted to do, where now your hobby has become your job. And yes, that is the dream, but that can become incredibly draining. So if you need to take a breath or go for a walk, just take it, just communicate it, and I promise everyone will be fine with it. And get rid of this idea that overworking yourself will make you successful, because that is not true. So you got this. Do things in your own time and just have fun. If you allow yourself time to experiment and let go of your fears and to ask for help and just be bored in your downtime, it will start showing in your work and you will be better for it. And everyone in this industry is just living their own lives. So just live yours, have fun. And I think at the end of the day, it just comes to communicating, experimenting, don't take yourself too seriously. And yeah, that is it.
Thank you so much. It was amazing, you're amazing. We love your work. I should have actually shown some pieces before. But go on our Instagram.